McCauley here from McCauley's Garage. We got our big box, as you can see, from RockAuto with our brake lines for the 04 Silverado. So we're going to cut this open, check it out, and we'll show you what we got. So here's one of the lines, all stainless steel, pre-bent. Actually, yeah. There's another line. Again, all stainless steel, pre-bent. Line number 3, all stainless steel, pre-bent. Line 4. Line 5. Line 6. Line 7, line 8, and line 9. And this looks like our instructions that are included. So it says shipping bends are indicated by white stickers. Straighten two between stickers prior to installation. Alright, so this is why we ordered all the stainless lines. Because right here is where we ended up springing a leak, and you can see all the fluid on the ground. But even if only one of those is leaking, by the time you start moving it around and yanking it out, you're probably going to damage the other ones with how rusty they are. So we just went and ordered the whole set for this truck. So we're going to start yanking them out. Alright, so here we are. We're going to start with removing the 2 connections on the master cylinder. And then down here, the 2 connections on the proportioning valve. So those are 9/16. We already did the back one. Now we're just going to do this one, which is not going to rotate. So we're probably going to break it. That back one's a little bit tricky. Needed something I could step on, so I grabbed a brick. A little bit harder working on trucks than cars. Now I should have the leverage I need. Alright, so there you have it. Your 2 connections on the master cylinder, and your 2 connections down here on the proportioning valve. All of them are 9/16. When you can, use a line wrench. I don't have any at my house, so you probably saw me using regular wrenches. But we're going to replace those lines. Are the master cylinder to the proportioning valve lines. They're actually pretty nice from the factory. They got this little steel braided flexible center section. So if you can, try to buy a stainless version that's like this, that's got a flexible in the middle. It'll probably do you better. But the replacement ones from RockAuto are all stainless steel. I mean, they're not a bad line. It's just a regular general line. But yeah, that's pretty much it. No flexible middle. So just line it up and go. Alright, so I would advise before you tighten your lines all the way in, what you do is you just kind of hand tighten them in and make sure you got the right line where it's supposed to go. So everything, hand threads pretty good. There's spacing between everything, nothing's really clashing. We just replaced the 2 master cylinder to proportioning valve lines. Now we're going to do the proportioning valve lines to the port valves. So those two are going to start right down here on the bottom of your proportioning valve. So you're going to have two lines down here, and then I'll show you the other ends in a second. After you undo the connections from the proportioning valve, then let's see if you can see it in here. Those little hooks right there, you got to undo the lines from those two hooks. And then there's another set a little bit further back. I don't know if you can see them. So you undo them out of those two, and then go to the bottom. So after you undo the two clips on the top, turn your steering wheel all the way to the right, and then you're going to pull your inner fender well about halfway out, and I just rolled it up on the tire just to hold it up there. But to pull the clips that are in each one of these holes, you can use a pair of dikes to pull the center pin and then pull those out, or just take a screwdriver, pop it under, and rotate it about 90 degrees, and that'll work as well. So the purpose of doing all that is so you can get down here to this clip here. So that'll be the next one down, and then everything else you should be able to do from the bottom. Alright, so after you get the one underneath the inner fender well, then you're going to come underneath the truck, and along the frame well you're going to have a couple clamps here that hold those lines. So you undo those two, and then if we slide on in here, we're going to come right, let's see if I can get it here, right to the back of this valve, and we've already undone the lines. And again, these are 9/16, so it's all the same so far. And then after you loosen those, you just got to fish them through. Put these back together. Before you put these lines on, I would take the back off, and this back corner one I would put on first, then this top one, then the bottom one over here, and then this bottom one. And that'll set you up for success. Alright, so after you pull all those lines out, that back corner one, you'll see, goes to the rear. So there's a clip you can see, let me see if I can point to it in the camera here, right there, that little black clip you'll undo. So push the line up from that, and follow that line back. You're going to have a clip here, keep going back, another clip there, then you're going to go up right next to the gas tank. You're going to have another clip that's right up there, which is easier to access from this gap that's between the cab and the bed. So you just stick your hand up right through here, and you're able to pull your line up, as you can see right here. So you continue back, and you can see the line right on the top. It goes right through here. You're going to have another clip that's right here. So you pull your line kind of, I don't know if it came down and outward or just straight outward, down and outward or straight outward from that one. So if we go back under the rear, so that's the clip I was just talking about. So you pull the line off that one right out of the top, and then that comes over to the top part of this. And then there's another 9/16 connection there. So all the same wrench you can use for all of them. And so we're going to pull the old line out now and put the new one in. So we just finished putting all the stainless steel brake lines on the truck. Highly advise that you have two people when you do this, if you got those pre-bent lines, because trying to snake them through some of those tight areas gets a little tricky by yourself. So as you can see, truck's behind me. Still got to bleed all the brakes. Filthy as can be. Not fun. So now we're going to get ready to bleed the brakes. So I'll show you that process. Another reason for the two-person job is bleeding the brakes. So you're going to want one person inside working the brake pedal, and then the other person working the what are they called? Zerk fittings, the bleeder valves that are on the brakes. So you'll crack one open. Person inside will push the pedal all the way to the floor. You tighten it. They lift up the pedal on the floor. So we'll show you that process. I didn't show the other brake lines being installed, or where those locations are. Basically, for that first brake line that I showed, you're going to follow that same process. So you just follow the lines down, you undo the clamps that are on the chassis, and then you insert your new line following the path of the old one. So it's a simple take one off, put one on, take one off, put one on. In the removal process, don't worry about breaking the lines because you got your new ones. Now, if this was a thing where you were trying to service some brakes, you know, or maybe get some junk out of your brake lines or something, who knows, then you wouldn't want to break them. Use a little heat. You shouldn't have a problem. But you can see the lines that we had were pretty bad. You know, you can see it's quite a bit of rust. That's why I went through and redid them all, because we blew one, and the second you put your new line on, then you get to the next weakest point, and it's going to blow that one, the next weakest point. So there's 9 brake lines total on this truck. You've got 2 going from your master cylinder to your proportioning valve, 2 from your proportioning valve to what I think is the ABS module. It's like a center module in the truck. And then from there, you've got 5 lines that run from that center module out. So you're going to have 1 to the front driver's wheel, 1 to the front passenger wheel, so 1 that runs to the rear of the truck, and then you're going to have off of that T that comes on the axle, you're going to have a driver side short line and then a passenger side longer line, and that should be all the lines. So I said 5 coming off that center. There's going to be 2 for the proportioning valve that go into the box, and then you're going to have your 4 coming out. So hopefully I didn't misspeak in any of that, but appreciate you watching. Make sure to like the video, share the video, comment on the video. Let me know what you'd like to see. I'm sure going to be working on some other stuff, maybe hitting the junkyard, scrounging through some stuff, so we'll see what we can find there too in this process. But hopefully we'll get this truck up and running, take a load of scrap in, use it for hauling the Camaro back here to my garage, so we can get working on that, and I'll show you some videos of that good stuff. So, all right, until next time, thank you for tuning in.